period. So the first assignment you're going to do this week is called inferencing text messages. So you're going to fill out each slide using inferencing and text evidence in support of your answers. When you fill out the citing evidence part, please use the exact words, like the line or the sentence, from the text on the slide. Make sure to use proper grammar and punctuation, and words from the text should be spelled correctly. So each of you is going to be given this slideshow, or this little slide thing to do. So you don't have to make a copy of it. It's already in there for you. So all you're going to do is type in there. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for me. So I'm going to do this first one just to kind of give you an example. So we're going to analyze each of these text messages. You're going to answer the questions and cite evidence to support your answer. So what I was talking to about in the description is, when you're citing evidence to support your answer, the second question on each one, you need to type the exact line from the cell phone. Okay, so let's do the first one together. The first question is how do the two, I'm going to read through the text messages first of all. So they say, so it says, I forgot to give your jacket back. I will bring it to school tomorrow. Thank you for letting me borrow it. Don't worry about it. I have more jackets. I'm just glad I had an extra one that you could borrow. I know I shouldn't drink anything but water at lunch because I'm always spilling things. Thanks for helping me cover it up. No problem. I would want someone to do the same for me, and I can be quite clumsy. All right. Does anybody have the answer to how do the two people in the conversation know each other? So you'll click and sign. Do any of you can say out loud or in the chat, how do these people know each other? What do they mention how they know each other? From school. Excellent. Thank you, DeSelly. So we're just going to put from school. Okay. So that doesn't have to be, that wasn't stated in there. You're drawing inferences. So I don't know if I forgot to explain. Sorry. So inferencing is when we guess based on what we know. Okay, so inferencing is when we're analyzing the phone message, then we have to make inferences. All right, we have to guess based on what we read and based on our background knowledge, what we already know. Okay, so that's inferencing. So that's what we inferred. We inferred they know each other from school. It doesn't say, all right, it does say, so what's the evidence to support our answer? Do they talk about school in here? They say it in several parts. So you could say the line. So wherever it says citing evidence to support your answer, yeah, it does say, it says, I will bring it to school tomorrow. Right there, we have school mentioned. Okay. So that's where you need to make sure when you cite your evidence that it's mentioned, find the mentioning of it in the text, and then you have to type it exactly. So I'm going to type, I will bring it to school tomorrow. That's how I know, that's how they know each other. And I spelled, oh, I have an extra M in there, sorry. Okay. So I'm writing my guess, my inference. How do they know each other? They know each other for school. So I'm using the line. This is the evidence. Okay, let's go to the next one. What happened before this whole conversation took place? What happened to start this whole conversation? Is there any guesses? What happened to make this whole texting start? What's our guess? What started it all? Anybody have a good guess? Inferencing? You can say it out loud or text it. What about the jacket? Alex, can you add more information? You're on target. What happened? The girl, what'd she do with the jacket? Okay, so even before that, what happened before the conversation took place? So yes, she loaned her jacket. Why? Why did she even have to loan her the jacket? Do you see what I'm saying? And we know she wants her jacket back. So why'd she even loan her jacket? Do you guys know? Poor Alex, I'm sorry. You're totally on the right track. I just wanted a little bit more information. Because remember, the girl that's talking, she's the one that has the jacket, right? I forgot to give your jacket back. I'll bring it to school tomorrow. Thank you for letting me borrow it. So what caused her to have to borrow it? Does anybody have a suggestion to help Alex? Or Alex, you want to add to that? Why'd she need to borrow her jacket? Very good. Thank you, Paola. There was a spill. There was a spill, right? So that's what started her whole conversation, is she has the girl's jacket because she spilled on her own. Okay, so we're just going to put, she spilled on her jacket and we want to talk about how Alex said she spilled on her jacket and someone gave her, that's going to be 2 lines, and a girl and the other girl gave her jacket, gave her. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Gave her jacket. Okay, so that's what caused the whole thing to start. She spilled on her jacket and the other girl gave her jacket. So cite evidence to support your answer. Where does it talk? Does it talk about spilling? It right here, right? Down on the second one. I know I shouldn't drink anything but water at lunch because I'm always spilling things. So that's what you're going to type. And you can just write the short, you don't have to write the whole long thing. You just need the part where her spilling on her jacket. So I would just type, I'm always spilling things. See how I did that? Okay. Now, what conclusion can you draw about one person in the conversation? So now we're going to draw a conclusion. So what do we know? We don't know these girls very much, but what do we know about one? We know two, well, there's 2 people in there. So there's 2 people we can write about. What can we say about one of them? Anybody put in the chat? What can we say about either girl? And some of you might be, what do we know about one girl for sure? One is clumsy. Excellent, Alex. So we're going to put one girl is clumsy. Great word there, by the way. And then the evidence we're going to say is, guess what? We can reuse the same line that's here, right? We can use that same line right there. I'm always spilling things. Hey, now let's say I didn't want to choose to tell about that girl. What could I tell about the other girl? One girl is, what could we say about her? What can we say about the other girl? In case you wanted to talk about her instead. There's 2 options here. That's why I'm doing this. What can we say about the other one? Anyone have a suggestion? What can we say about her? She gave her jacket to borrow. What can we say about her? Very good, Paula, thank you. We could say one girl is nice, is nice. One girl is nice. You could even add that. And maybe thoughtful. And why could we write there? We could write that underneath there. We could say, you could use the sentence, I'm just glad I had an extra one that you could borrow. Or you could use the sentence, I would want someone to do the same for me. I would want someone to do the same for me. See how I did that? But you know what? You don't have to have 2 on these. It just asks for 1 person. So you'd only need 1. Okay? Does everybody understand? Then you'll go to the next slide. There's 6 slides to do. Okay? So now I'm going to erase this off. Does everybody understand this one? So everybody will get their own slide. Everybody will submit that one in to me. You don't have to make a copy of it because I've already made a copy for each student. All right, so remember, we're making inferencing, inferences, we're guessing what we think, and then we're using text evidence below it to support why we think a certain thing. You guys understand? And we're also drawing conclusions based on what we read as well. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next one. I thought it would be fun to do text messages. I don't know. I thought it would be. Okay, the second item that you're going to do is we haven't done a TED Talk in a while. We did that one on that one YouTube guy. So now we're going to do one on, his name is, I don't know how to say his last name, William Kamkwamba. You're going to watch this video about this young boy. Now, if you have trouble watching it, please let me know. What's interesting about him is he even has a book out about him. It's really short. It's, and you should be able to view this because this isn't through YouTube, it's through TED Talk. All right. And this guy, when he talks on there, he is hard to understand. So they have subtitles under there for you. Now, he mentions being on TED Talk before. He had been on it before, but he was being interviewed. He mentions that he didn't do very well in that other TED Talk. He didn't say much. So now he wants to say everything. He's probably had more practice talking in front of people, so he's more confident in it. So it's just kind of interesting about this kid. He comes from somewhere in Africa. Very poor country, no electricity, no water, and they're having a famine. And he built if you can tell on there, he built a windmill for his town. So this kid is absolutely amazing. In fact, there's a book out about him, and so how I harnessed the wind. So I think that you'll really enjoy this. So what you'll do is you'll watch the video, and then here's the questions right here. So I did a little bit different. I typed them out for you on here. So again, you don't have to make a copy. I've already made one for each of you, and I've already started it for you. Name of the speaker, William Kamkwamba. What was the speaker's thesis or main point? And here I've already told you, do not put how he built a windmill. That is not the main point of his whole speech, okay? That's not the whole thesis or his main point. I want you to put on here what you believe his main point is, okay? And then you're gonna answer. TED Talk presenters are known as effective public speakers. However, he was difficult to understand, and that's why he had subtitles. Why do you think they allowed him to present? And this was his second time. Oop, I forgot to add this other parenthesis. So that's something interesting, okay? So, and then the next one is give your reasoning. This is your own opinion. Why do you think? It's your own opinion, okay? Number 4, describe one thing the speaker does well in terms of engaging the audience. And number 5, write 2 specific things you learned. So I need 2 sentences about what you learned. I should probably put that in there. 2 sentences, please. If you could ask the speaker a question about this information or presentation, what would you ask? And number 7, give 1 piece of constructive criticism that would improve his presentation. And please don't I'll put it in parentheses, I'm going to change it on here. Please do not put he needs to learn English better. Okay. He has a very big accent, and it's probably not going to go away. But I'll put please don't answer. He needs to learn English better. Please don't with that. Think of something else he could do. Does everybody understand this? The video itself is not long at all. And so I hope you'll enjoy it and really learn something from this young man, and hope he inspires you to do great things, because especially when you look at where he lives. All right, so those are the 2 assignments for the week. And I'm going to stop recording.